So those of you who are already here, nice to see all of you. The opening of the ITB MICE Day 2016. It's the 50th ITB this year. And let me go up there and have a look at how it looks. See how it is. Later on, when everybody's up on the stage, my name is Mario Schmidt, and we need to get into the mood for this great day. So here we are, and we're saying, here we are, rushing about, rushing about. So did you know that 40 years ago, people laughed 3 times more than they do now. Now, of course, laughing is a very healthy thing. Did you know that? Everybody knows that, didn't they? So what you're supposed to do with that know-how, so I thought maybe I could tell you a lovely joke. I thought that would be a bit silly, but it would be great if we could get our brains going and get the happiness hormone, endorphins, up and running. So those of you who are already here, because it's good if I start talking, because everybody will think we're getting going, so they'll start coming in. So we're going to do one thing together now. Imagine something in your mind's eye which makes you smile. Might be last night in the hotel, you were waiting for a hotel, whatever, for a taxi, whatever it was. Something which makes you smile. Think of something nice that makes you smile. I'll think of something nice as well. And so let's send each other a smile. Smile, the most beautiful thing you have. I'm not going to tell you what I'm thinking about, by the way. I'll keep that secret. Keep it to yourself, but just think about what it is. It might be taking something delicious out of the fridge. So there you go. Smile. Give me a lovely, lovely smile.
Gut, also nicht nur einfach grin.
Not just a silly grin, but a beautiful, genuine smile. Have you ever tried smiling with your eyes? So here we go. Once again, smile with your eyes. Away you go.
Wunderbar. Also, Sie haben
Fantastic. So you've got this fantastic feeling stored in your subconscious, the wonderful feeling you get when you have a smile. Now, you know how to smile. You know how to smile with your eyes. Now, please make a wish, but not for yourself. Say to the person sitting next to you, I hope you have a great day. But don't say any words. Just say it with your eyes and with your smile. To the people sitting on either side of you, wish them a fantastic day. Don't say a single word. Just look at them and wish that they have a fantastic day. It's a great feeling, isn't it? It's really fun, isn't it? It's good to be in a lovely mood. You feel relaxed. You know that there's a great big decision maker sitting next to you, but nobody scary. It's not a bad guy. So you can do that all day long today. You can get your endorphins just by adding a smile to your thinking. It works, doesn't it? I mean, I couldn't check because I was up there. There was so much light in my eyes, but I'm sure you all did it. It was a great feeling, wasn't it? So, shall we get going? Shall we get started on the official program? And now those of you who are standing at the back, you can really come right down to the front rows. Do come and sit at the front, especially for you. Who are you? Mr. Eisold, nice to see you. So you can sit right at the front, nice and tall, sit right at the front.
Gerd Otto-Rieke. Ich ziehe mich zurück.
So, let me hand over and let's get going. Mario Schmidt, thank you for the warm-up there. We're just about to get going. 50 years of the ITB, 10 years of the Business Travel Days. Just imagine that. A warm welcome to this anniversary. It's great that you're here. It's wonderful that there are so many of you here with us today. In years gone by, we've had train strikes, we've had airline strikes, we've had snowstorms, but none of that this year. So I hope you had a pleasant journey and are fit for the MICE Day today. Now, MICE has been going now for 7 years, and we won't talk of the 7-year itch or anything like that, but it's a fantastic 7th year, and I'm sure that in 3 years' time we'll be able to celebrate our first decade at the ITB. And the event will have grown even more. Right from the outset, it's been a huge hit. That's thanks to the Messe Berlin, the Berlin Trade Fair organization. And I'm here to thank the partners, the Association of German Event Organizers. They've devised the concept and organise the course of this. They've organised 99.9% of this whole event, and they did very well on that front. And I think we managed to really attract the target audience. That doesn't happen just like that without any planning. You have to have somebody really organised. We had Women's Day yesterday, of course, International Women's Day, but today is the day of a particular power woman. So let's thank her for her hard work. Mandy Hennessian.
Wie immer im Hintergrund.
So let's begin now, and I'd like to hand over to Bernd Fritzges, CEO of Veranstaltungsplaner, the Vereinigung Deutscher Veranstaltungsorganisatoren. Now, some things are not the way that you think that they are. So let's see what happens next.
Ja.
Ladies and gentlemen, event organizers, event organization members, my organization and myself would like to welcome you to today's MICE Day. Thank you very much to Dr. Martin Buck and David Rutz from Messe Berlin. They believe in our mission. We want to make the MICE market an important part of the overall travel market, and that's why we have this platform here at the ITB. This year, the ITB is celebrating its 50th anniversary. I read recently that the ITB started within the framework of a conference. Boring. Boring. Now that's now over there. We don't want to be boring, do we? Yippee! We're not aiming for boredom at all. I don't want to bore you with a tedious opening speech. And I must admit, I've never, ever read out a written speech at this kind of event. And I'm not going to start now, but I would like to say a few words as we start the day, a few words about the Association of German Event Organisers and also about the fascinating programme that we have today. A great deal has been happening in our association. We've increased our presence in the MICE market over the last few months and years, and also in public perception. And that's particularly been the case, as a matter of fact, over the last few months. Thanks to our members' skills and competences, and also our bureau, thank you for your kind words on that, by the way, we have come up with new, fascinating content and formats. Not last week, but the week before, we started our new event series in Berlin, the Startup Trade Fair, Capitalize Future. And we had a wonderful concluding event for that. That was just one example of the great things we're working on. I'd like to point out two important dates. On the 3rd of May in Montabaur, we have our members' assembly linked to elections for the Bureau, and Values 2.0 will be held the next day. That's a benefit event. It's something which is dear to my heart, but as a matter of fact, our association has been a partner of that event right from its inception. And there's another fascinating event as well in a pavilion for 48 crazy criminals. Twilight Events will be there with us in June in Düren. Lost Mice Places is the slogan. If you want to find out more about that, about what we're doing, about the new things that we're doing, do come and have a word with us. My colleague, Mandy Hennessian, and myself will be here all day. Come and have a chat with us in the break. So that is really enough about the Association of German Event Organisers. We're going to be talking today about man versus machine. That's the topic of today's MICE Day. Is technology going to shape and control our future? Or is technology going to help us to actually put personal encounters at the heart of every single event, because they should really be the heart of every event. That was the question we asked in the run-up to this event. I started organizing events 20 years ago, and I must say that means I'm probably one of those people who is really an autodidact. I did learning by doing, and I'm very much a fan of face-to-face people. That is the crux of the matter, not technology. But last week I really learned how important technology can be. I was in London for our association. We were exhibiting at Confex in the German pavilion of Philo. And those of you who know me a little better will know I do everything at the last minute. That's the case when I'm doing my travel planning. So not when Frau Hennes organizes it, but when I do it, it's always at the very, very last minute. What does it mean at the very last minute? Well, I actually start planning the trip when I get to London. And that was what happened this time as well. I took my smartphone out of my pocket, and there was a huge problem. My smartphone didn't want to work with the local network, so the underground map, the hotel contact details, and everything. I couldn't get my hands on it in London at 11 o'clock at night at the airport in the middle of nowhere. It was real survival training, I have to say. Because then I suddenly realized that technologies, which are now state-of-the-art for us, are also very important in event preparation. But let's ask our little friend here. Now, there he is. What do you think? Now, where does using technologies make sense? It always does. In fact, you'll see in a minute, you'll find that out from the great speakers today. They've come especially to tell you all about it. Oh, yes, he's right about that. So you'll find out today from the speakers. We've got a fantastic program today. Doreen Biskup is with us as well. She provided enormous support in our first mastermind group on event formats. She'll be talking about emotions at the push of a button, and we'll be asking whether digitalization operates on all sensory levels. Now, of course, when you're talking about emotions, often technology really fails. What do you mean by that? I can have fun just the same way as you can. I really can.
Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppa Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style. Oppa Gangnam Style. Hey, sexy lady. Oppa Gangnam Style. Hey, sexy lady.
Ja, super. Ein kleiner Applaus.
Fantastic. A round of applause for now. You can have fun as well, as you just saw. But of course, we also want to look at more serious topics. We're going to be hearing today from attorney Thomas Wittke about the challenges in terms of data security and new technologies. What do you think about that now? Data security? Well, my neural network is stored exclusively on German servers. Stored just on German servers. Well, particularly in the corporate world, that is always an essential topic. Our friend now is in a good position there. We're also going to be hearing about influencer relations. Michael Leopold will be telling us about that, how technologies can be used to create an impression and find out about people's opinions in the run-up to an event. And as a matter of fact, today we'll be live streaming around the whole wide world, and feel free to post on Facebook, to tweet, to go on Instagram. ITB Nice Day is the hashtag. Hashtag ITB MICE Day. I've tweeted already, ages ago. So No's already tweeted. You can check, look at the hashtag and see if he's telling us the truth or not, our little robot pal. Now, if you've already tweeted, maybe you can tweet in a minute that our keynote speaker, Professor Dr. Henseler, is going to talk about how new technologies will change how we think. Well, if there's one thing I've noticed in the last few days working with you is that it's easy to influence the way that you think, actually. Well, I've noticed over the last few days that now is just as cheeky in general as he is right here now. Now, I'm putting my head together with Professor Rook today. He's going to talk to us about the risks of digitalization, and perhaps he'll be an ally, but we'll pull the plug on you afterwards. Oh, but that makes me sad if you say that. Well, that's what happens, you see. Anyway, with no further ado, I would ask you, oh, now somebody's really pulled the plug on the poor wee thing. So let's look forward now to a day full of inspiration with a whole host of experts bringing us their know-how. And I'm delighted that our loyal moderator is going to be presenting to us today, Mario Schmidt.
Vielen Dank, ganz großer.
Thank you. A big round of applause for Bernd Fritzges. That was great. And he even defeated that poor little robot. So it's great to see you. A bit of information. You've already heard we're being live streamed. So if you have to go to another event to meet somebody, I hope that's not the case, but you can take a look. You can see over there the address. Take a note of that so you can follow what's happening. ITB Congress, etc. The address is up there. So you can download the speeches as PDFs from most of the speakers. And if you need a certificate, because this is a training event as well, there's a table over there where you can get the information. You can pick up that in the Traveller office. Traveller Bureau is what the sign will say in German. So the 50th ITB, the 7th MICE Day, and here you are with us. That's fantastic. What we've seen is quite amazing, emotional robots. You say, wow, amazing. But let's be honest. Do we find that really stunning? Is it really so new? What he can do is very impressive. There's a large version as well. We'll present that to you later on in the day. But if you think back a few years ago, everybody was happy to have one of those Motorola mobile phones, the ones that you can open up. I still have one lying around. Maybe you do too. And we thought it was absolutely amazing that we couldn't just make phone calls, but we could send text messages too. And then after that, I got a Samsung. It had a slide opening device, and I thought that was great. And huge number of pixels. I thought it was fantastic. But slowly but surely, I guess it was 8 years ago or so, smartphones suddenly arrived. And now you can ask, who does not have a smartphone? Raise your hand now if you don't have a smartphone. You will win one. One lady put her hand up. So it's so easy to work with smartphones, to work with the new media, all the opportunities that are opened up to us. And nobody says anymore, where's my phone? They say, where's my smartphone? And the fact that you can actually make phone calls with the smartphone is somewhat ancillary. In a few years' time, we'll have smartphones and we'll have a holodeck, a 3D animation with little figures leaping out of it. That is the way it will be. And this changed mindset is really forging ahead at high speed. New technologies, new media, creating new opportunities, new worlds and universes for us. Our next speaker is going to talk to us about that. As Creative Managing Director at Sensory Minds, he creates new options in the realm of new media and new technologies. And he's going to be talking to us today about digital transformation, how smart media and innovative technologies change how we think. A big round of applause, please, for Professor Wolfgang Henseler.